Hi there.
Hello everyone, welcome to another Flying Frog video. Here we have the Leonardo, formerly known as Aeromachy, MB-346 Master. Now the MB-346 Master is brought to us by India Foxt Echo, which appeared on the Microsoft Flight Simulator Marketplace for $37.45, which is about 25 American dollars. 24-25 euro and around about 19-20 pounds sterling. So what we're going to do is we'll get in and we'll have a look and see what we get for $37.45. So let's hop on down here. First things, tyre looks well used. We can read not a lot, to be honest with you. Not a lot. It looks out of focus. The lines don't look sharp. It just, yeah, something's not quite right. You know, the modelling, the struts themselves, the modelling on the struts or the detail to the struts is fine. I've seen better, I've seen worse. But the identification plates on the serial number plates there, you know, we can't even read them. They're out of focus. Other aircraft, I've seen them where they're just so crystal clear and you can read them right up close. Well, can't even read those at all. And it's the same with that one on the main strut there. So that's a little disappointing. Another thing that's a little bit disappointing is the fact is all the panel lines that we see here all look like they're decals. Now, whilst it is for me a little disappointing, I do understand the reasonings why, and they do give a warning that you need a particular sized computer to be able to run this, so certain specifications which you know, people who've got a Series S may have an issue. So if you do buy this aircraft and you're on a Series S and you're getting stutters, it could be because of that reasoning, is that this one is probably a bit of a slug on the frame rates themselves. But as we can see, we get in a little bit closer. There's a little bit of jaggies, but not too bad. Now I don't know what these panels are, but again, it looks like a decal. Maybe someone can tell me what the actual panel are. Maybe they're formation lights or something like that. I'm not 100% certain. Now all these tags do go away when we hop into the cockpit and turn on the battery, as does the ladder, which is a good touch, and also too for the co-pilot to hop in as well. The engine covers all disappear, the wheel chocks and the like. So on the whole, the modelling itself looks pretty good. I like the look of the aircraft. You know, it's smart, sharp angles, looks fairly modern without going overboard, so which is pretty damn good. Now this particular one comes in 13 liveries. We get the T100 prototype. We also get a primer coloured one, not sure why, but just for something different. And yeah, and she has the 13 liveries, which I will be showing when I do the taxi on out. So, talking about taxiing, which means I need to get into the cockpit. So what I'm going to do is I'll go around to the other side and I will hop into the cockpit and we'll start her up and have a look on the inside. Okay, here we are in the cockpit. And it looks like a typical modern aircraft cockpit. Detailing looks quite fine. So what we'll do is we'll get a little bit closer look at all the switches and so on. A little bit of scuff wear, which is very good. So it's actually looking like it's used, but looked after. So on the whole, not too bad. All right, so let's get us started. And so we got on the battery. Now the pilots do show up when you turn the battery on. So if I just hop on outside, now I've turned the battery on. We can see we've got our pilots just there, and you can see all the chocks, all the safety tags and everything are now gone, which is good. Right, now let's get this one started. Now I'm going to try and remember how to start this one. Fairly common, or fairly easy-ish to start. Now we do have this area here will tell us what we need to do. So as we go through, these lights will just disappear. Now talking about that, we do have a checklist up here, right? But say right engine start, we'll click on that. Right now, so we want this one. Click on that to show us where it is, and guess what? It doesn't show us where it is. IndiaFoxtEcho, or all developers, third party, all aircraft developers, you need to make sure, particularly for us on Xbox, because we don't get any downloaded manuals or anything like that with this aircraft, that these checklists show us where we need to go. Okay, that is most important. Otherwise, a lot of us are just going to fumble around and get pretty annoyed with the product and maybe not buy it at all. Right, now, so we come on over here. Let's turn this one on. Okay, the handbrake's off. Okay, we need to move these over. Now you can see that's quite close to the throttle. So the throttle area itself has actually got quite a large click spot. As you can see how far away I am from it, and it's still glowing. So that does need to be tightened up a little bit, because if we need to maneuver these, operate these switches, you know, it just makes it hard. Particularly with those guys who's going to use an Xbox controller. Right, now, I don't hear any sound, so I'm not even sure if I've got this dead right yet. Oh, well, number one, let's get some fuel on. Right, we got generators, got those on, right. Let's just make sure. Is this going to work? Probably not. Okay. Got something happening. As we can see here, spooling up. Okay, we got things happening. Rightio. Okay, we've got a start because the start light's gone off. We'll get that one going as well. one's on its way as well. Cool. So let's get some lights on now. It's going to be rather noisy with the cockpit open. Okay, now it's also telling us that our canopy's unsafe. We've got our forward seats not armed, the aft seats not armed either. So which is, we need to click that down. We've got a little red pin just here. We'll click that out. Okay, that gets rid of our forward seat. Now, the aft seat, you're going to have to go back into the back. And do the same. So click that one down, and there's a red tag here. Not too far. Here it is there, and we'll just whip that one out. Go back to the front. Here we go. Rightio, we're getting there, Okay, it's telling us to drop the canopy down, so we can do that. We'll leave this right here. And it's quietened it down quite a lot. Right. There we've got our oxygen. So we can do that one. That one.
IFF.
Yes. Okay. All these, it just tells you exactly what you need to do in the end, so rightio. Let me work out where everything is here. Right, let's get rid of that on. Now, IFF is here somewhere. There we go. Power up. Okay, it's the IFF. GPS. There's one of these ones here. I think it's this one here, is it? No, look at that, how large that click spot is. That's huge. Okay, as you can see, you know, you look at that. That's a huge click spot. That's terrible. That does need to be tidied up. Made a little bit smaller to make it a bit easier on us. Right, now then, the switch for the HUD is here. Right, let's get that on, and we've got our brightness as well. Okay, and that's the HUD, this is what comes up. So it just tells us who's made it, what version we're running, which is a nice idea. I like that. We'll just scroll back. Come on back over. And as you can see there, our heads up display is up and running. Rightio. Now, as we can see, we're fine. We got no red warning lights or anything like that here, so we can get going. So what I'll do is I'll taxi out. I'll show you the 13 liveries, and then I'll see you up at the end of the runway. Now this one it's got no weight to it, so she's very manoeuvrable on the ground, and she runs away. She's light, very light, so like I said, she's got no weight to it whatsoever. As you can see, she's picking up speed, and I've got no throttle in it whatsoever. So let's just come on around here. So anyway, fairly quietish on the inside. One thing I didn't do, which I will bring in a little bit later, well actually I'll do that when I get to the end of the runway, is I'll give the night view. And also another one I want to introduce is rain sounds, because it's been brought to my attention that not every aircraft
MASS not live.
I don't know what she was saying then, but anyway. The not every aircraft seems to have rain sounds within the cockpit, so which I will be doing a test of. Now, whether or not some developers forget to model that in or not, I'm not really sure, but I will be doing that test as well, so which means I need to change the settings of the sim. Okay, here we have the cockpit view at night, and doesn't that look rather special? So our controls are over here, so we can got for the console there. We've got our controls for floodlights when it decides it wants to work, so we can turn them on or off, which is really great. So yeah, I like that. That looks fairly effective. And the heads-up display is fairly easy to see at night, which is really good. So yeah, very nice. So anyway, this is the rain test. I can't hear any rain. Yeah, I can hear the thunder, but I can't hear the rain on the cockpit. And also too, the heads-up display is looking like it's on the outside of the cockpit. Now I would have thought a heads-up display would be on the inside of a cockpit. So with the rain effects on that, it just makes it look like that the heads-up display is the other side, which, you know, is making that all look a bit funky. So whether or not that's because we're in a all glass canopy and we can't hear the rain hitting the canopy or not, I don't know, but I've got it set up on Storm and set up as fairly, I think it's what, 30 millimeters per hour of rain, which is pretty heavy. So yeah, take from that what you will on this one. But yeah, some developers have not put in the sound of rain inside their cockpit. Some have. I don't know. Okay, so let's continue on. Okay, so take off flat down. Let's just check that, make sure. Should be here. Where are we? Right here. You can hear the flaps just, they're there, so we do have some audio for that. Right, break off. Let's get her in the air.
MASS not live. MASS not live.
I don't know what this MASS not live is. We're up in the air. Gear up. Flaps up. MASS not live. I don't know. Again, we don't get an instruction manual. So, unless we're pilots, no idea what an MASS live is. But anyway, she's fairly light, flicks around, it's not too bad. So let's hop on. So what we'll do is we'll simulate a landing. At the moment, what are we, 245. We do have air brakes, so I'll bring the air brakes out just to slow us down a lot more. Right, now we're 150. Right, air brakes off, slightly up, pulling back, 120, 100,
Envelope.
80 knots.
Envelope.
Pulling right back, dropping the nose.
MASS not live. MASS not live.
I don't know what MASS not live is, so
Envelope. Envelope. MASS not live. MASS not live.
yeah, I don't know. And I don't think I've got any engines either. Or have I? I'm not sure. Yes. Making a bit of a steep run at it. Just need to drop my airspeed down. Which you can lose your speed quite easily with this one. It's got a good air brake on it. What are we now? We're currently at 160, just over 160 knots. Now your flaps and gear will not come down until you are slow enough.
MASS not live. MASS not live.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the MASS not live is, or MASS live. No idea. Maybe someone can let me know. Yeah, because I'm not a jet pilot as such. So, but anyway, not to worry. So, yes, no, don't let your speed drop too much. Otherwise, you know, she's going to just crash into the ground. And I'm running a little long, little high. But it might, see if I can get it down. Oh, very heavy, but I'm down. She's a little slow to react. Did that, so we just slow her down a bit before we run out of runway. So yeah, so she's a little slow to react in the flare. Why? I don't know. Could be me. Could be just not used to this. But anyway, I'll see you back over at Parking Bay 6 for my final thoughts. Final thoughts on the India Foxt Echos Leonardo MB-346. Is it worth $37.45 Australian? Yes, I believe it is. I believe there's enough in this aircraft to warrant the $37. I think it's a fair price for what we get. Whilst it's not 100% perfect, I don't think we're ever going to get a 100% perfect aircraft. There is more systems depth than what I have gone into. Number one, I don't know what the MAS live is, and maybe somebody can put that down in the comments of what it is. So yeah, I don't know what that is, which also means that there's a lot more within that cockpit that I have not explored, and I really don't think I've got enough time in this video to give you a full rundown on that. Now, do I regret buying this aircraft? No, not at all. Would I fly this one again? Yeah, I think I will. Probably not as often as, say, I would fly the 339, the MB-339 by this same developer. I feel that one's still slightly better than this one. However, this one is still very good. So, yeah, I didn't have any issues. I had one slight stutter, which it could have been the sim. It might have been my internet. I don't think so. But I think that this aircraft is perfectly fine. So, on that note, please like, comment, subscribe. Join me on my Discord. We can talk about this aircraft, we can talk about other aircraft, or we can just talk about life in general. The link will be in the description below. And on that note, everybody, please stay safe.